Okay, I'm making a game here with a program called AGK or Apps Gaming Kit. It's made by a company called TGC or the Game Creators, and they're based in United Kingdom. Now, I'm following also a book that teaches the commands. So this is not really on my coding. I was just following like some examples, but I changed the sprites, which is the Terragun or the little floating tank. Now the control arrows and the fire button is provided with a download with the book, but that's not gonna be in my final game. This is just a demonstration of what I've been working on. Now the arrow keys won't be necessary if you're gonna control this. If the game was made on a computer, the arrow keys won't be necessary since you're gonna control the keyboard. Same thing with the fire button, you can use the mouse to fire. But in this demonstration, I just left it in there to show what it would look like if it was on a touch screen on a tablet or a phone. Now, when I click the fire button here, shoots a bullet out. Now I'm pushing left on the keyboard and it's rotating. If I hold it down left, it will rotate 360 non-stop. If I just tap it, it'll just move on depending how long the taps are. The Terragun is made in it's a 3D model, but this program is only for right now. You can only make 2D games or 2D apps. In the future, they plan to release a 3D commands to make 3Ds. But so the way I made the Terragun that's turning on 360 is a program called Blender, which is free to use and it's open source. So it's just a 3D model, but I just made it to 2D. I have another video on my YouTube that demonstrates how I do that. The little tank that's drawing backwards is made in a 2D program for pixel art. You could do research, Google it, but it's more like back in the old school days when I first started playing games, like Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, everything that before it became like 3D. So Nintendo was 8-bit, Sega Genesis was 32, 16. Super Nintendo was 16, I think, or 32. I'm not too sure because I never had a Super Nintendo. But you can understand what 2D is. It's just pixels, like made up little squares. So there's some other examples out there. Just type in 2D pixel art, and you'll get an example like Pokemon. So let's see what happens when I try to hit the tank. Now on my game, the tanks are not gonna really be moving like that. But you can also probably make it into another game where like you're in space or in the air, and they're just flying planes or alien ships or whatever, flying around. My game, they're gonna be starting from the screens, like from around its edges, and they're gonna work towards you. As the bullets, this might be like a main, not your main, like a secondary or an upgrade for like a power up for a while. The main bullets are gonna probably be little dots, like most old school games will start off. And as you see that big tank, blew up into little tanks. Trying to get it right now, and a little bit faster. Some of them are fast, some are slow. So, so this is what I've been trying to learn, working on for the last couple of days. Okay. Now in this video part, you can see how the buttons change. Now I got a yellow button that says fire, two blue ones that says right and left, and the top ones, uh, like I said, I'm learning the code, so I'm experimenting with. It's kind of transparent, so sometimes the tank will show underneath it. Like I said, you can make this into a flying game. You can make some sprites, and these will be like clouds or something where you can see. Look at the tank. There it goes. Where the you can see it through the clouds or on top or underneath. It depends on what your program's gonna be or what you want to use transparency for. Now, in the last video when I punched the keys, as you can hear on the keyboard, nothing's happening. Cause this video part or this coding part is gonna be for the touch screens on pads and touch pads and touch phones. By the way, with this program you can make it for the Apple, uh, Android, uh, some other ones that not too popular here, but most people when they use this program they're using it for the Apple, for the iPhone or iTouch, whatever, or Android phones. So I'm making my game for the Android. Wherever you can get Android apps, that's where the game's gonna be located at. Maybe later on, when I got enough games to add to the Apple Store, I'll probably do it later on. Just change the codes a little to get it working on the store. And the thing is, but with Apple, you gotta pay $100 for a developer license per year. From what I heard with Android, it's what 35 elite, I think 35. I'm not too sure. I gotta look into it, but that's a one-time fee from what I read and heard. So that's why I'm choosing to go Android. It's kind of a little bit easier because with Apple, you need to test on Apple products like an iMac and all that. Unfortunately, I can't afford those expensive machines right now. So I prefer to try with the Android. Also, like I said earlier, I could also make this game since I can't test the computer screen or have multiple. I'm just gonna do each button one by one. So if I hold down left, see how it's changing colors? I'll rotate it. If I hold down right, it goes the other way. Now, I could leave it the words, or I can put little symbols that show like a left arrow, or like a curved arrow rotating counterclockwise, and a right arrow or right arch arrow turning clockwise to rotate it right. It all depends on how you want it. So right now this is like a pre-alpha stage just to get the hang of the coding, the keywords. I don't know if I'm gonna use these images. I might make one level one kind of image style, then maybe another level with another image like the tank that's flying by. All that other artwork, sprites, movements, characters, background will be made in that one program. Will be one level. All the 3D 2D conversion, which I'm gonna just call it I guess 2.5D or 3D 2D. I could make a tank looking in 3D, 2D. It's the same thing with the bullets. Mm, maybe the background. It's a lot of work with animation. So for right now, my main focus is just to get the decent game running, the code running right, the game logic, the gameplay, a fair amount. When everything's finished, polished, no bugs, or it's good to run, then I'll probably go back and start doing a level design with different animation, uh, pictures, and stuff. Cause like, say if I was to make the tank thing on the top part, the cannon rotate 360, I could have to do animation for that. See, right now, all this is just a single image, and this single image is just rotating by itself. This is a single image, and I click on the fire button. Oh, too many bullets. So that's a little coding error. I gotta figure out what I did wrong. So if I just click it, hopefully if I do it once. Oh, bad. Okay. Okay. Well, you see how the tank is just one? Oh, that little bullet. I made the bullet smaller this time. So let me see. Let me see. So I can make a animation the missile fire a little bit better. Oh. Also I think on the other video the rockets were coming too much to the side, maybe because it's too big. But I need to fix it. Yeah, see how it's coming out a little bit too much to the right off the cannon. So I had to go back and tweak the code a little bit to get it working. But for right now, I'm happy. Just to test runs. It's like an alpha stage and not in beta form where I could get it out yet so people could try it. Because it's nothing important. Need to learn how to add more characters or enemies, more sprites, except for just for one. Maybe I could have like 2, 3, or 4 of them going on at the same time. And another thing I'm trying to do right now is how when you notice how the sprites, how the tank was split up into 3 little tanks. I got this other little animation of a little mono that I want to make to show you, like when you destroy the tank, the little mono will come out. Also, it has sound. You can put music onto here, but that's like maybe like the later part of the project down the road. No point in having music right now. Maybe just sound effects, like a sound effects for this gun turning. The way I do it is when I get to that point, then I go and make the sound and add the sound and all that stuff.